What is Fujiyama? Fujiyama is a steel roller coaster located at Fuji-Q Highland in Yamanashi, Japan. The ride opened to the public as the world's tallest roller coaster, standing a huge 79 meters, 259 feet high. This led to Fuji-Q Highland dubbing their ride the King of Coasters, an accurate representation of its huge scale. Although Fujiyama is more than just a big roller coaster. The ride was the result of an amalgamation of inspirations, including Fuji-Q Highland's desire to hold the record for the world's tallest roller coaster and the landmark that Fujiyama stands beneath, Mount Fuji. In fact, the park as a whole owes its existence to Mount Fuji. Located approximately 100 kilometers, 60 miles west of Tokyo, lies the tallest mountain and volcano in Japan. Mount Fuji is an iconic landmark of Japan and is a sacred symbol in Japanese culture to the point that many have developed a spiritual bond with it. The mountain also serves as a center of tourism for Japan, attracting over 200,000 people each year who climb to the summit during the summer months. Aiming to capitalize on the status of Mount Fuji in 1961 was a soon-to-be amusement park. Fuji-Q Highland, the park in which Fujiyama is located, originally opened its doors as Fujirama Park, a skating park. However, as the park grew, new amusement rides were added. By 1966, the park had built Giant Coaster, their first roller coaster and more impressively, the world's tallest roller coaster. Standing 40 meters, 131 feet high, it isn't tall by today's standards, but blitzed the competition at the time. The ride consisted of multiple drops and slow turns, providing riders with panoramic views of the nearby Mount Fuji. Additionally, Giant Coaster would set the precedent for the trend of coasters Fuji-Q Highland desired to offer, ones that were world record breaking and often truly unique. Fuji-Q Highland continued to grow in popularity. By 1983, they were looking for their next big thing. This came in the form of Moonsault Scramble, a shuttle coaster which saw guests complete the layout both forwards and backwards. The ride became the world's tallest shuttle coaster, measuring 70 meters, 230 feet high. However, riders weren't dropped from the top of the structure, making the true experience shorter in height. Shortly afterwards, theme parks around the world went crazy. They began to fight to build the world's tallest roller coasters. Cedar Point initially kickstarted the craze in 1989 with the debut of Magnum XL 200, a ride standing 62.5 meters, 205 feet high. Built by Aerodynamics, it also became the first full-circuit roller coaster to break the 200-foot height barrier, being dubbed a hyper-coaster in the process. Although Magnum itself was initially inspired by a different ride, Bandit, which opened a year prior. Located at Yomori-land in Japan, Bandit was a supercoaster built by Togo. Unlike many of the looping rides of the same era, Bandit featured no inversions, but instead relied on height and speed to thrill guests. Cedar Point took this idea to create Magnum. Blackpool Pleasure Beach in the UK then went on to build what is essentially a taller version of Magnum XL 200, the big one. At this point in time, Fuji-Q Highland's Giant Coaster was old news. The ride became overshadowed by more interesting and bigger attractions around the world. It was time for Fuji-Q to invest in a new, record-breaking roller coaster for the park. They hired Japanese firm Togo, the manufacturers of Bandit, to develop a hypercoaster for the park. Fuji-Q Highland wanted to reclaim two of the records originally held by Giant Coaster, height and speed. As a result, they proposed the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster, Fujiyama, and similar to Giant Coaster, the ride would feature a slow panoramic turn following the first drop, providing riders with a panoramic view of Mount Fuji in the distance. Interestingly, the ride's name was decided through a contest which saw park guests suggest names for the new attraction. In the end, Fujiyama was chosen, a name which directly translates to Fuji Mountain, a fitting description of the world's tallest roller coaster and a nod to the mountain that led to the existence of Fuji-Q Highland. After months of construction and with the name selected, Fujiyama officially opened to the public in April of 1996. Fuji-Q Highland quickly dubbed their new attraction the King of Coasters, stating it offered the world's highest class of specifications. But what is a ride on this royal coaster actually like? Once guests have joined the queue and made their way into the station building, they board one of the ride vehicles. Each one features 7 cars, which seat guests in 2 rows of 2. This leads to a total of 28 riders per train. Once ready, visitors leave the station building and immediately complete a 180-degree left-hand turn. Here, the trains engage with the lift hill and begin their ascent. riders slowly climb 79 meters, 259 feet high, passing multiple height markers on their way up. At the top, riders take in the breathtaking views of Mount Fuji before completing a slight right-hand turn into the first descent. The trains plummet down the 70-meter, 229-foot drop, which reaches a maximum vertical angle of 65 degrees. It's at the bottom of this drop where visitors reach their top speed of 130 km per hour, 80 miles per hour. The vehicles then begin to climb into the attraction's 180-degree panoramic turn, which provides riders with fantastic views of Mount Fuji. They then plummet towards the ground once more before navigating a large airtime hill. Guests climb into a bank turn to the right through the structure of the lift hill. They then dive back towards the ground and complete a slight left-hand turn, which leads them into a double-up element. The trains go on to navigate a downward bank turn to the right, followed by a large drop. Another right-hand bank turn sees guests remain low to the ground, hurtling along beneath previous sections of track. Riders then traverse a long right-hand bend before ascending into a banked hill to the left, followed by a banked hill to the right. The trains complete the same combination of two elements again, followed by another banked hill to the left. The ride comes to an end with one final ascent, leading guests into the final brake run. Throughout the entire experience, riders navigate 2,045 meters, 6,708 feet of track, most of which occurs during 100 seconds of actual ride time measured from the first drop to the final brake run. Unfortunately, at the end of the year Fujiyama opened to guests, the park's original roller coaster, Giant Coaster, closed permanently. The similarities between the two rides, both in terms of records and design, arguably made Fujiyama Giant Coaster's spiritual successor. Though, Fuji-Q Highland went on to construct a whole range of other world record-breaking rides. They built Dorompa in 2001, originally the world's fastest roller coaster, Ijunaika in 2006, the world's largest 4D coaster, and Takabisha in 2011, the world's steepest roller coaster upon debut. Despite this, Fujiyama still remains as one of the park's most popular rides. It continued the battle to build ever taller roller coasters, losing its height title to Millennium Force at Cedar Point and speed title to Tower of Terror at Dreamworld. Fortunately, this hasn't stopped its success. As of November of 2017, Fujiyama has seen 22 million riders in total, over 1 million for each year of operation. In 2021, Fujiyama is celebrating its 25th anniversary. As part of these celebrations, Fuji-Q Highland have been improving aspects of the ride. New trains were added to the coaster in 2019, whilst 2021 will see the debut of the Fujiyama Tower, an observation deck built within the ride's first turn. The park claims that until now, only inspection staff have been able to enjoy the breathtaking view of Mount Fuji from Fujiyama's track. They wanted to share this special view with as many people as possible. As a result, summer 2021 will see the debut of the Fujiyama Tower, an observation platform featuring an exposed walkway beneath the main deck and a slide taking visitors back towards the ground. Fujiyama Tower will also be located outside of the park, allowing more people to see the fantastic view. Despite being 25 years old, Fujiyama still remains one of Fuji-Q Highland's most beloved rides. Even though the roller coaster is no longer the world's tallest or fastest, it still provides a thrilling experience, one which has a unique view of Japan's cultural icon. Have you ridden Fujiyama? If so, let us know your thoughts of the ride in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time.